is just fantastic.
Captain's Log, subdates 220228.7. To start my week strong, I was watching my favourite streamer play one Nickelback song for 24 hours. Watching a man lose all semblance of sanity, the closer that man gets to 24 hours, well, it tastes like maple syrup, and I do quite like maple syrup. On this channel we have made quite a few videos covering the topic of Jussie Smollett, and the reason why is because Jussie is an absolute melt. Jussie has over the years maintained his innocence, even when all the evidence, not just that went through the court, even though they tried something there that was quite special, I will admit, we'll get to it soon, don't worry. All the evidence showed he had lied. I firmly believe in innocence until proven guilty. He has been proven guilty. He was proven guilty and convicted of 5 of 6 charges, which were counts of felony disorderly conduct for making a false police report about a bogus hate crime. The bogus hate crime in question happened during the time of the President Donald Trump's time in office, and he used it as an attempt to try and negotiate a better salary with the TV show he was on called Empire. Needless to say, that backfired, hasn't it? Now, I am not going to play any of the previous videos. I'm going to link them because I do believe them to be relevant sources of information and suitable context so you can better understand who he is, what he did, how far he went to try and convince everyone that he is innocent, and how he has been treated since. I think for the sake of it, we can all agree Jussie has cocked up, and for that, Jussie has become a bit of a pariah. There is very little chance at this point that his career could have a renaissance. His career could have a revival. I sorely doubt he's getting royalties from Empire, and while he's busy wasting money on a trial where he knows he's guilty, whatever money he has left is all he has left. So, welfare check soon? Some people had mentioned in previous videos on this topic that it is possible Jussie will get videos, or he'll get movies, or he'll get stage roles, where the, let's say, consensus is a bit more progressive. And it is always possible. He could, in fact, rebuild his reputation. But to do that, he has to do the one thing he refuses to do, and that has been proven in subsequent, let's say, events since. And that is to simply admit guilt and say sorry for lying. Bear in mind here, he used this event as a way of using the hate that the then president received for all the reasons that Donald Trump received it as a means of boosting, bolstering their own reputation, using the very idea of being a victim, or possibly so close to martyr you are almost a living saint, so as to make themselves not only untouchable, but secure greater acting roles in the future. As almost everyone has distanced themselves from him, it is unlikely that will happen unless a period of, let's call it, reconciliation takes place, and that reconciliation will be between him and every other person on this planet that he offended, or lied to, or deceived. Admitting guilt apparently is very difficult, so I assume Jussie, when he's made to apologize, will do it in the format of a YouTuber. They'll say, "I'm sorry," and then he'll spend the next 45 to 50 minutes explaining his apology and completely undermine the apology in the process. On the 10th of March this year, Jussie Smollett will be sentenced for his 5 charged counts of felony disorderly conduct for making a false police report about a bogus hate crime. How exciting. Which means we will have an update on this and I will be making a video on it. I firmly believe the sentence will just be community service and a suspended term, but if there is even an iota of a chance, a sniff that he touches a prison cell, oh boy, it's going to be a great day. So what I thought I'd do today is talk about what has happened since that leads us up to the sentence. One of the jurors, an anonymous female juror, laid out reasons that she believed in an article that she and her peers did not find Jussie Smollett's case very convincing, pointing out that Jussie's defense, which consisted mostly of character witnesses, was nowhere near as compelling as that of the testimonies from the Ossendero brothers, further explaining that while all 12 jurors were convinced of Jussie's guilt, they spent 9 hours deliberating because they wanted to be sure, beyond reasonable doubt, that Jussie was in fact guilty. Something I didn't know that did crop up during the trial was that Frank Gatson, who is Jussie's creative director who reported the hate crime, was on the defense's list of witnesses, but was never asked to take the stand, which is strange. He reported it after all. You would have thought he'd have something to say. Clearly the character assessments from previous testimonies was enough. I sense arrogance. I can't imagine why. The juror in question told the Chicago Sunday Times that she and her peers felt that Gatson's testimony may have given Jussie's claims more weight, and I couldn't agree more, with her saying that we wanted to hear from Frank. She also said that Jussie's attorney, unpronounceable names, seemed to be just shooting from the hip, certainly when compared to the strategy employed by the prosecution. So apparently Dan Webb, who took over from Kim Fox because Kim Fox essentially gave Jussie Smollett a pass, did a superior job at getting his points across. She further went on to say that we, the jury, 6 men, 6 women, did bother to listen to both sides. They were as clear as they could be at trying to be unbiased, which, as points go, ties into a more recent article that we're going to get to in a moment. So store this in your brain for a few minutes while we talk about something else. When Dan Webb took over the case from Kim Fox after she essentially misused her own privilege and power to make this disappear, which backfired magnificently when, Jussie didn't pay his fine. A 60-page, let's call it confidential report, had been made on Kim Fox's handling of the case initially. A Cook County Court judge decided now would be a good time to release it publicly. In that report, it states that Kim Fox misled the public. Kim Fox holds a rather vaunted position. She manages the second largest prosecutor's office in the US. She pushes, let's say, more reform-minded and progressive ideas. The report also says that she violated legal ethics, which was further proven when Kim Fox was found to be having conversations with Jussie Smollett's sister while Jussie was being investigated for this. Well, that doesn't smell corrupt now, does it? How do you still have a job, Kim? This has all led to people believing that Kim Fox should resign because she has now been proven to be a liar, and that because of all of this, her administration is in chaos, and that she, Kim Fox, is merely blaming everyone but herself. And there is a point to that. The report is quite damning. Kim Fox's office did put out a statement where they essentially said, "Nah fam, we disagree," because they're super mature about hindsight, introspection, and, taking responsibility. As a potential consequence, the attorney registration could file charges against Kim Fox. That happens, she gets into a lot of trouble. She further brings her own administration and office into greater disrepute. Congratulations. A few minutes ago, I alluded to the fact that the jurors from the trial, or one of them more notably, did say that we went in there with an open mind and that they listened to both sides. Right. Jussie Smollett files documents requesting a new trial after taking issue with jury selection months after guilty verdict. I see someone's desperate here. Jussie's legal team have filed documents to request a new trial unless the judge reverses the verdict and finds him not guilty of disorderly conduct for faking the police report. This came from TMZ. Jussie claims that his constitutional rights were violated after his legal team were blocked from participating in the juror selection process. I didn't realize you could do that. In fact, that sounds almost iffy. That doesn't reek of bias, does it now? Bear in mind here, he was found guilty by all of them. It was unanimous. What did you want? 6 friends, perhaps? Jussie claims that the prosecutors portrayed a pattern of racism in their juror selections. Aha, the buzzword. Good to know that was going to feature. In addition, he claims his defense team were not allowed to pose questions to the potential jurors, as well as alleging that the pool was tainted. Well, I can't wait to see that evidence. but if your ability to defend in court is anything to go by, it'll be nothing more than vapid nonsense. He also alleges that the prosecutors pressured the witnesses to give false testimony and limited his team from questioning all of the witnesses. Oh, is that why the other guy didn't feature? Right, okay. I mean, I'm surprised you didn't just run with the fact that the judge, totally swung for your lawyer. Jussie's legal team claimed that the judge barring the public and media from the courtroom was wrongful. I tend to agree, but I can understand why not. You were going to use race and therefore stir up more race on your side cause, ignoring the facts because, well, there were lawsuits that were on hold pending the outcome of the criminal case, which now move forward, which include a lawsuit from the city of Chicago against Smollett to recoup $130,000 it spent investigating what police initially believed was a hate crime. I'm really looking forward to March the 10th now. I hope he turns up and doesn't just say, "Oh, I would be there for the sentencing, but I'm in New York still." I really hope you're there, and I really think you'll look fantastic in orange. Anyway, as we're done here, I'd love to know what you think. If you did enjoy the video, please smash the like, please share the video, and consider leaving a comment to drive up the engagement. The obligatory word comment should suffice. I shall be hosting a research stream for Amberlyn Reed's January 2022 on the Moisky live stream channel. If I don't see you there, have a great day and thank you all for listening. Ta-ta.